Why do they make us change our passwords at work? I myself, me personally, have never allowed a cyber attack on my place of employment. In fact, oftentimes, my password is so intricate, so complex, and so involved, I forget it. Ain't no hacker out here gonna guess it or brute force attack it. It's when they began requiring your password to have a special character. That's when our nation started to go down the tubes. And Chase, the bank, their password requirements, you cannot have, so it's the usual, 12 characters, a capital letter, a number, a special character, an exclamation point or whatever, question mark. But they won't let you have two letters back to back, like one after each other. Like it can't be Steve. It would have to be, has to be number, letter, number. Pick your poison. So it'd be, if you wanted your password to be Steve, it would be S1, T2, E3, V4, and so on and so forth. You believe that shit?
And oop.
Hey chat, how are you? Exhales. So, my new thing is faking the return, the fake return, which I learned from Temu, or some pronounce it Timu. So, Timu sells a bunch of crap for really, really cheap. And when they first made their debut in the consumer marketplace, I bought a few things here and there. For instance, like a bag of cat bow ties, a bag of 20 for $2. I'm like, all right, let's see what's going on here. For instance, the first bow tie didn't fit, and perhaps maybe I wanted to return the other 19, and just possibly it was a mistake on my end in terms of the retail landscape. So I would hop on the return, boop, 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 point, click, zoom, copy, paste, etc. And Temu would say, hey, just keep the thing. It's like, okay. Because they would have to produce a shipping label and get it shipped to some warehouse. And then some human being would have to evaluate these 20 bow ties and then label them and then determine their condition and then relist it on the marketplace or sell it on a used pallet of stuff. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of resources, a lot of money, which is all these corporate conglomerates speak. So they're just like, keep that $2 of a giant bow ties for Frankie Blue. So I've started doing that with Amazon. Get the thing, immediately initiate the return, go through the return process, and once in a while, they'll be like, how about you keep it for $20? It's like, oh, okay. Because Jeff Bezos doesn't want to go through the whole shebang of labor and inspection and shipping here and shipping there. So they're like, just keep it. Save us time and heartache. Okay, cool. So I start the return process, and if it says, hey, keep it for $20, I'm like, okay. Then I put it on my calendar. What's the last day I can return this? Usually 30 days, sometimes 90. And then I put that on my calendar the day before the return window closes. And lo and behold, I've been getting cash money. As Fabulous the rapper says, I be stacking chips. Recently with Lennox's scooter, did the same thing. We got it. It was fine, whatever. Did the return process. How about you keep it for $18? Okay. Boop, in my calendar, 90 days, 89 days. Did it, return, $18, cold hard cash to your PayPal account. I was like, yeah. We recently bought a bookcase, bought a brown one, immediately decided against it. Cancel. You can't cancel. Okay, start the return process. Hey, do you want to keep it for $14? And I was like, dude, this is a $40 bookcase. No, I'll just wait for it. It was delivered here, and I took it immediately to the UPS store and got my $40 back. Lennox's futon, which we just bought, they offered, did the return process, $36. And I was like, heck yeah, I'll take it, bro. So I put in my calendar when the return window closes, and day of, I'll get my $36 cold, hard cash. Lennox's fabric dresser. Another new thing with e-commerce. Lennox's fabric dresser, bought it for $50. And I go on, just browsing around my Amazon account the other day, and I click it to see the current listing, $32. And I'm like, what the heck, bro? So I do the return thing, and they're like, how about you keep it for $14? And I'm like, so I could pack it up, drive it to the UPS store, return it, spend gas, and do the whole A to Z, beginning to end process for $4 extra, or just take the 14 and let's call it even Steven, equal Pascual. I was like, all right, $14. That's cool. Now, sometimes they will call your bluff, and they'll be like, here's a shipping label. And it's like, oh, no, I didn't really want to return it. We're going all the way to the Hamptons. Okay. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. But my mom does the same thing. So she'll buy a pair of sneakers at Costco for $20. And she goes to Costco about 7-8 days a week, like the Beatles song. And then she'll notice that those sneakers went to $16. So you can, at Costco, or as my mom pronounces it, Costco, you can go to the customer service desk and say, hey, they can hop in your account purchase history. And you say, hey, I bought these for $20. Now they're 16. And they boop, boop, boop. And they send $4 back to your method of payment. So I've become my mom. Yeah. Oh my gosh. This is what Sigmund Freud warned me about. Wi-Fi was out this week. It was tough. It was up and down all day. And then in the afternoon, late afternoon, it was just down hard. We almost reached the point of watching broadcast television. I know, it was a close one. It was really scary. Whenever the Wi-Fi goes down, I always jump to conclusions, mirroring my mom. And I think, is this North Korea's doing? And is a war about to begin? This is how World War III starts. Listen, I watch movies, okay? First, they take down our electric grid. If Gavin Newsom and or Rick Perry haven't already done it, which they do annually, and I built a fire, and I said, gather around now, kids. Gather around now, kids. I know you like TikTok and Roblox and Xbox, but have you ever enjoyed the world of shadow puppets? Let's engage in some shadow puppetry. And then we start singing around the campfire like in Three Amigos. Blue river on the trail, little cowboy. Good night, Ned. Finally, we almost resorted to cannibalism. Frankie Blue would go first, but this is how it goes down in movies. First, our electricity, then our broadband, then an invasion. This is exactly how it happens. This is the template. Have you people even seen Red Dawn? Not the new one with Thor, the old one with Patrick Swayze. Wolverines! By the way, Patrick never sang She's Like the Wind. Just saying. He's worse than Milli Vanilli. I know you shouldn't speak ill of the dead, but can we all be honest, finally? Bought some new bar stools. We needed a refresh. We're purchasing some furniture here and there. Just to reset, renew, refresh. And the bar stools, one in particular, was just the leather was tearing, and it was just every time I looked at it, it would bother me. It would upset me. So I go through Amazon and Walmart.com, grab a bunch, add it to the cart. I narrowed down to 8 choices. I look at 30 different kinds of bar stools. And then Carolyn and I, we sit down, we cull, we go for aesthetics, features, and most importantly, price. We ended up going with like this white cream bar stools, which I know can get dirty, but there wasn't no other color that we liked, and they look cool. They're okay. There's no armrests. Our previous ones didn't have armrests, but when you're in a bar stool, most of the time you're leaning forward. You're talking to the bartender. Yeah, my boss really pulled a number today. Oh, no problem, cowboy. Here's a Bud Light on the house, on me. Thanks, bartender. They do have a low back. The other ones had a high back or a normal back, I guess. So it makes them look lower to the ground than they are, but they're the same height. Frankly, Frankie already slept on one, and he got his no square on it. So it's ours. We can't do the fake return to Jeff Bezos. He's going to miss all the money, all the products that I keep returning to him, or that I keep getting money for not returning to them. He's going to cry himself to sleep on his bed of $100 bills. But actually on one of the bar stools on the back side, I noticed, I looked closely, there's tiny holes in this. And I was like, okay, is this a defect from the manufacturer? No, because those 4 tiny holes match exactly to Frankie Blue's paw print. So he stood up against this, or he stretched against this, and now there's 4 microscopic holes. You can't see him, but I can see him, and that's what matters. Frankie Blue Nicholas. They do look hip, though. It feels like when you sit in them, you're in an upscale bistro, and if you look above you, look above to the ceiling, you'll see exposed ducts. Cost $105 total. They're fine. Again, I wasn't completely sold on them, but based on looking at many dozens of bar stools, they were the best Amazon had to offer. Okay, I think I'm done. Take care. Brush your hair. Peace out. I'm Audi 5000 G Money. Gotta go late. See ya. Fiend.